Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy evening, happy Tuesday evening. Hope you're well, hope you're looking after yourself. And yeah, we've got a really good video tonight actually. Probably one that I was looking forward to most of today. Obviously, if you're not aware, have done two other videos. One being a transfer one being a really in-depth look at Spurs and their season. One that you probably don't hear a lot of those sort of stats. So go have a little watch of that because I'm sure you'll enjoy it. On this video, though, as you'll see, Santiago Gimenez, Santi Gimenez, if you want to call him that. We have a big update from Fabrizio Romano on Spurs' interest in Santiago Gimenez. We do have quotes from Nico Williams, his agent, the Atletico Bilbao winger, which is quite interesting, really, hearing some of that stuff. We do have an update on Andre, the Fluminense midfielder, as well as some Fabrizio Romano quotes on Spurs' January transfer window, really. So let me start with the quotes. Okay, I'm going to start there. And look, we know we're not on for a crazy January transfer window, but we know we need to get a couple in at least, right? I think that's fair to say. None of us are expecting Spurs to spend 60 million on two different players each. I mean, so we're not looking to spend over 100 million. We're looking, hopefully, Spurs to spend up to about 50 million, a couple of players at least, and just kind of go, that will keep us tied over until the summer, where we can get rid of 5 or 6 again, you know, move people permanently out the door, like a Reguilon, maybe an Ndombele, you know, potentially what happens with Brian Hill. If it doesn't work this season, you'll probably look to move him on now. Does Richarlison go in January? If he does, might lead into Santiago Gimenez, but if he doesn't, then the summer. You know, Ben Davies, Eric Dyer will be gone in the summer. Hugo Lloris will be gone in the summer. You can kind of see there's a bit of a clear out coming. And I could have said more names there, but I'm not going to. But let me talk to you about this quote. And he said that overall, I don't see Tottenham spending crazy money in January. That's not the plan at the moment. They're happy with the balance in the squad right now, but of course the recovery process of some key players will be important. So perhaps they could look for opportunities towards the end of the transfer window. Let me just drop that red flag right in there for you. Just right at the end of the window. That looks like bargain hunting. That looks like, if something might pop up at the end of the window that's worth, 10 pence on the dollar, or 10 cents on the dollar as the saying goes, we'll have a look at it. Look, I'm not expecting Spurs to spend 100, 150, 200 million in January, nor would I actually really want them to, because I don't think you're going to truly get as much quality for the amount of money that you're going to put down. But I expect Spurs to be looking at a decent enough name to really bring into the squad and sort of give a bit of a galvanisation to the squad. Look, e.g. Pedro Porro, e.g. Bentancur, give a real oomph to the squad. Not expecting that. That's why I am expecting maybe one of those, and then the other one being a bit, not a project, but one that we can kind of go, lesser known name, let's see what this guy's about, oh, hang on a second, there's a player here. That kind of vibe, right? I think that's fair to ask. The fact that we're looking at towards the end of the window is a red flag off the bat. The recovery process, we're going to see how we are in January. We should be looking now, being November the 14th, and kind of going, look, we've got 6 weeks till the January transfer window. Obviously, the boys are only really just starting now. Your Scott Munns, your Johan Langs, all these kind of guys are only really starting now. But, kind of going like, look, speak to Ange, what do you think you might need? Who do you think you might want to move on? Right, you want to move on those 3 guys. All right, let's see what we can do. We're going to put some feelers out now, early doors. And Eric Dyer to Bayern, for example, I talked about in the last video. Not the last video, yesterday's video, excuse me. But Ange, what's the position you feel like you need to work on? Left wing. Cool, let's draw up, we're gonna spend a couple of days, we're gonna draw up a list of names, see what you fancy. That kind of vibe, working with him, because Ange will know what he kind of wants now. He's been here 12, 13 games. He can kind of look at the squad and kind of go, look, if I really need a guy in this position, a player like this, or I tell you what, I need someone that plays behind Son. Something like that. I don't know. But, crazy money, fine. End of the window, not fine. That's absolutely not fine. So let's talk what he said on Santiago Gimenez. And he said that it's important to say that Tottenham keep following Santiago Gimenez They know the player so well and keep sending scouts to follow that boy. The player could be available for around 45 million euros in January, which is about 38 million, 39 million pounds, something like that. There's a stigma with Eredivisie strikers that they don't work out elsewhere. We know of the stigma, okay? He has all the physical and, mental gifts to be an unbelievable striker. This is my point. If you don't get him in January, he's going to be worth 65, 70 million euros in the summer. That's the way I'm going to look at it. I don't see Feyenoord going, we want 45 million euros now. We'll have 35 million in the summer, guys. That's okay. No, he's absolutely tearing it up this season. His value is only going to continue to go up. So if you truly want him, I think they look at it and they go, if we move Richarlison, we bring Santiago Gimenez in. And if that's the case, where's the contract? Where's the piece of paper that I need to sign? Because I would sign that in a heartbeat, all right? I'm not going to do the boring cliche, I'll take him to the airport, I'll pay for his flight, not that kind of weirdo. But genuinely, that's an upgrade in my opinion. You're bringing in a guy that really can give you striking ability. Look, I like Son. Son's not truly a striker though. He's a centre forward left winger. This guy's a striker. And that's what I truly want. I want a number 9. He could be that. And in an attacking system where we're just thumping opportunities at your feet, you're bound to score a few. Look at Nicholas Jackson. If you keep creating opportunities, you will score some. And Chelsea keep thumping opportunities at him. He's finally started to take a couple. So one that I think we need to be running all over. And the fact we're still scouting him now means 2 things. We're really liking him and we just want to keep watching him and, keeping on tabs of how he's playing and, feeding back to Ange. We think we could do this, this and this with him. Well, the other thing is you're not sure about him. Why do you need to keep scouting him? There's only 2 ways about it, Let's talk... Excuse me, sorry. Let's talk Nico Williams. And I've got quotes from Fabrizio Romano. Again, he's a busy boy. And I do have some updates around from Sportiness. And from his agent, Nico Williams' agent, he said, his contract will expire in June. We should not forget that situation. Athletic know what Nico wants. It's a long time, but there's still no formal bid on the table to sign a new deal. We're still waiting. You probably need to hurry up, though. That pre-contract ability to sign in January means teams like Liverpool, Spurs, Villa, some of the bigger boys in Spain are all literally waiting for January to come so they can go, we can speak to him. We do no harm in speaking to him. And this is one that I definitely think Spurs need to be all over. And I would have no issues if they go, we're going to sign a pre-contract, we're just going to get him in the summer. I'd have no issues because he's a big summer window signing. That's my thing. I'm happy if he wants to come in the summer. That one I have no issues on. As I said, Gimenez, I'd want in January. Make the big signing there. Maybe you sign someone else for, 10, 15 million, nothing crazy. Or a loan deal. Maybe it's Ilin Jr. that I talked about in literally the previous video. But this one, if it was like, look, we're going to get him, but it has to be in the summer, fine. I don't have that issue. That I still would regard that as a really exciting and really great signing. He is a super, super talented player. Really, really dynamic, really exciting player. Got to be looking at that. If we can get there and get that deal done, we need to be looking all over this. Really, really do. And when you're free, you're a hell of a lot cheaper, or signing a pre-contract, you're a hell of a lot cheaper than you would be having to spend 30 or 40 million to get a bib out. I'd be going, look, we're saving that kind of money. We'll give you a few extra quid to come over. That's the way, clubs do it. And I'd be screaming to Spurs, please, for the love of God, please look at Nico Williams. Even if it's for the summer, please get him. Let's talk about what Sport Witness said about him. And he said that his agent comments, it says give Aston Villa opening for signing. There's so many teams that are in for Nico Williams. It's not just Aston Villa. His renewal talks about Atletico Madrid had stalled. His agent tells the club to recognise what player wants. Thought to be no increase in the clause. Impressive transfer on the cheap available staying when it continues. And that's the way I'd sum it up. It's an impressive signing on a free. These players don't come along on a free. These players get sold for 70 or 80 million. That's what they do. He is no different. Let's finish off with some Andre news from Graham Bailey in 90-Minute Football, who said that Manchester United and Tottenham joined Liverpool and Arsenal in the hunt for Fluminense midfielder Andre. he's not, I wouldn't say he's the next big thing out of Brazil. There's hundreds of really big names coming out from Brazil. But he had a wonderful season for Fluminense, winning the Copa Libertadores. I think I said it right. I don't play FIFA as much anymore, so I can't really remember the name. He had a phenomenal season. In his position at centre mid / centre defensive mid, being capped for Brazil, when you think of Casemiro, who's one of the best centre defensive mids in the last 10 years, and Fabinho probably being one of the other ones, you know you're good. And he is very good. One of those, I'd be interested to see how his value would really transfer over, just purely of looking at the big teams that want him. But he is playing in Brazil. He's playing, it's one of those weird ones. But again, he would suit Andrew, in my opinion. Can knock the ball about really, really nicely. Technically gifted for a centre defensive midfielder. Just got a weird feeling. I've got a weird feeling this screams Liverpool in January. This really does. I got that feeling about it. Unless Man United sell Casemiro and bring him in, which would make no sense to me, in my opinion. You're better off selling Casemiro in the summer and bringing him in and giving him a whole summer with Ten Hag. I don't know. I just don't see it being Spurs, personally. But the first two names, if we can get at least one of them, I'll be a happy bunny. That's how I rate the first two names in Santiago Gimenez and Nico Williams. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. Hit me in the comments section below. You got the Santiago Gimenez for 38 million. Are you doing it in January or you're not? Do you think Richarlison can fund that? Because if he can, I'm doing it. Simple as that. Obviously, you got the update on Nico Williams' contract stalling. Is he a guy that you want? Is he a guy that you go for? And if you do get him in January, what do you reckon he'd cost? I'm interested to see what you think about that. Obviously, you got the update around Andre. Would he be a guy that tickles your fancy for the centre defensive mid role? Keen to know what you know on that one as well. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, it's the end of the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.